Hi, friends. Today on Study Scripture Online, I want to take just a couple of minutes to chat with you about the Book of Esther. Contrary to what you may have been taught in Sunday school or elsewhere, I do not believe Esther and Mordecai, the principal characters in this fascinating Old Testament story, are great heroes of the faith or shining examples of godliness. They are heroes in the story, but not of the faith. Rather, I see both Esther and Mordecai as secret, compromising believers who have barely maintained their cultural Jewish faith, much less a strong commitment to God. They show courage, but they are not particularly courageous for God. Yet God uses them anyway to accomplish his purposes. Here are some unusual facts about the Book of Esther. Esther is one of only two biblical books named after a woman. 2. There is not only no mention of God in the book of Esther, but also no mention of the law of Moses, sacrifices, worship, Jerusalem, the temple, or prayer. The New Testament, thirdly, does not quote or allude to Esther. 4th, Esther is the only Old Testament book not found among the Dead Sea Scrolls. And 5th, for the first 7 centuries of the Christian Church, not one commentary was produced on Esther. It is the only book Luther and Calvin ignored. But the fact is, some neglected things are very valuable, and Esther is one of those. The purpose of Esther is to show how hundreds of thousands of Jews living in exile in the Persian Empire were saved from extermination by the hand of God, and to motivate the Jewish people to remember God's providence. God's name is not mentioned even once in the 10 chapters of Esther. He is incognito in one sense, yet he is clearly seen in another. There is no mention of him, yet his grace and mercy are prominently on display. His fingerprints are everywhere. Esther points us to Christ as the one in whom God's grace and mercy ultimately comes to aliens and exiles, allowing them to become members of his family, a family which he will go to any lengths to protect. For further exploration of the Book of Esther, click the link below, which will take you to a sermon series entitled God Incognito, as seen in the Book of Esther.